Hey everyone, it's Nicole, and today I am at the lovely Elevate Community Yoga Studio in Modesto, California to film a morning stretch and open practice. Now, this practice is going to be geared on upper body. So we're going to get into the upper back, we're going to get into the shoulders, we're going to get into the neck, the chest, we're going to get it all nice and open. We might add a couple movements that bring a little bit of strengthening or mobility in, but for the most part, we're just going to be opening and releasing the body. So we will need 2 blocks for practice today. That's basically it. So we're going to start off first in a supported fish position. 1 block will support the head, and 1 block will support the back of the heart. For the block that supports the back of the heart, just make sure it falls below the shoulder blades so the shoulder blades stay nice and free and open so we can find some movement in them. Now you can either set it up like I have here. You can also bring the blocks a little bit closer to the ground, or you can drop the head closer to the ground, keeping the heart lifted so you add more emphasis into opening up the upper back. But we're just starting off, so take it nice and easy for yourself. Legs can do anything of your choosing. So as you start to come back, take that first block and think about bra strap line, but once again, right underneath the shoulders so the shoulders stay free. Once you have that right amount of opening through the heart, make sure the hips stay down on the ground, adjust accordingly, and then let the head fall back and use the second block to support underneath the head, either creating a ramp, more of a bench that's nice and level, or you can let the head drape back farther, creating more of an arc shape. Once again, let the legs drop into any comfortable position. Maybe that's stretching them out long. Maybe that's soles of the feet together, knees open up wide. Maybe that's just feet flat on the ground with the knees bent. Whatever feels best for you. Let your arms just spill out to the sides. Close your eyes and let the eyes sink back. Let yourself just settle in. And especially since if you're doing this practice in the morning, this can be a waking up practice. We're taking it slow, but you can also do this practice anytime throughout your day. But we're going to just drop in. We won't be here for too long, just enough to allow the upper body to start draping open. So as you close your eyes, begin to let go of all your sensory input, all the things that are consistently pulling your attention to things outside of yourself. And as you close your eyes, feel yourself release that attachment and just allow those things to slowly fade into the background, feeling a little less prominent, a little less attached, and a little less distracting. And as you make that conscious choice to release that sensory input, you may notice that the mind starts to become more busy. And so we're going to direct our mind's attention rather than it being focused on a million different things at once. We're going to allow it to be focused solely on the breath. So we're going to take some breaths together here. Exhale, let all of your breath empty out. And then through the nose, begin to take a slow breath in. Fill up into your belly and your lower back. Keep the breath really low in the torso. Expand it through the front, back, and sides. And then hold at the top of the breath. Open up the mouth and exhale, let it all the way out. Adding on. Slow inhale through the nose, fill up your belly and lower back just the same. Once it's filled up, let the breath gradually rise, lifting into your mid-torso. Think about your lower rib cage area, front, back, and sides. Holding from the mid all the way down. And then open up the mouth, cleansing sigh all the way out. Let's add on one more piece. Through the nose, breathing in, fill up the lower belly, lower back. Fill up the mid-torso. And then lift it all the way up into the chest, upper back. Full expansion from the bottom to the top. You may even feel a little bit of pressure of your upper back pressing into the block. Hold it here. Open up the mouth and exhale, let it go. Now we're going to take one more, but we're going to breathe through the nose the whole way through. Slow breath in, fill up from the bottom, all the way around, gradually lifting up to the top. Once you're completely full, brief pause, and then spend just as much time on your exhale as you breathe through the nose, empty out the top, through the mid-torso, and all the way out through the belly and lower back. Go ahead and take one more on your own. Find your own rhythm. Connect to the depth. Once you reach the top of the breath, slow and steady, take your time to empty it back out. There's no rush. And then maintain a smoothness in your breath, a light constriction down the back of the throat, but relax some effort. Let it become a little more easy, natural, organic. Wiggle through the fingers, wiggle through the toes. And wherever your legs are, you can keep them there, or you can reposition them at any point. They're not stuck wherever they're at. So from this shape, we're going to focus mostly on the upper body here. Let's begin to reach the arms up towards the ceiling, straight up towards the ceiling. And then flip the palms up. So your palms are facing towards the ceiling. Wrists are right over the shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide here, so we're also getting a stretch into the fingers. And then inhale, you're going to press the palms towards the ceiling and lift your shoulders up away from the ground as much as you can. And then exhale, drop the shoulders down. Almost imagine pulling the shoulders back. Inhale, press up, shoulder blades lift. And exhale, shoulder blades drop. Inhale, press up. And exhale, relax them. From here, we're going to keep them relaxed. Take a bend into the elbows. The hands drop towards either side of the face. They don't have to hold on to anything, just a general direction. We're going to focus instead on drawing big circles with the elbows. So just start to find some big circular motions with the elbows. Drawing those circular motions, feeling into the chest, the shoulders, the upper back a little bit deeper. And then reverse the direction. Flow it in the opposite. Feel the differences. Feel your breath. Now, arms reach all the way up and interlace your fingers here. I like to leave my pointer fingers out so I have something to reach through. But you're going to lift your shoulder blades up again, just as we did before. And then slowly start to draw the arms overhead, reaching back behind you. Now, as you reach back, you may stay right here. Try to keep the arms as straight as you can. If you need to stop anywhere along the way, you can. If the elbows bow a little bit, that's okay. Just keep reaching out through the fingertip. And as you reach out through those index fingers, see if you can scoop the lower shoulder blades under, as though they're literally scooping under and opening up more across the front of the chest. Feeling your hands slightly bow back towards the floor behind you. Let's take another breath here. And then start to bend the elbows, separate the hands, and think about goalpost arms. 90-degree angles, and feel the elbows nice and heavy as though they're trying to fall towards the floor. Hands trying to fall back towards the floor. Shoulder blades scooping under, heart is opening. And then feel your elbows slowly draw down towards the sides and let the hands swoop all the way down. Now we're going to slowly come out of this position here. So first, start to walk your elbows back. And as the elbows walk back, you're going to feel propped up on them a little bit. Chin draws up towards the chest. Walk the elbows back and then come up onto one hand and then the next hand. Bend the knees, walk the feet in, and just let your spine round over the legs. Let the head drape over, spine nice and relaxed. Give yourself a couple breaths in this position. And then coming all the way up, you're going to take your hands and just cup them over the tops of the knees. On your inhale, start to open up the knees, scoop your heart forward and up, lift your chest, sit bones pull back, full extension in the spine. And then on your exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, curl the tail under. You can lean back as you curl your spine. Feel the flexion. Inhale, pull the knees open, lift the heart forward and up, sit bones drop back, opening up across the ribs. And exhale, curl the spine, lean back, tuck the tail, chin to the chest. Take a couple more on your own. Inhale, open, the knees separate. And exhale, curl the knees, come back towards each other. One more here, full round of breath. And then slowly come up, nice neutral spine. You can release the blocks out of your way, off to the side. And then from here, we're going to take a nice cross-leg seated position. Doesn't matter which leg crosses in front of the other. We're going to focus on some twists, but also getting some nice side bends in the mix here. Arms reach up. Let's take a deep breath in, lifting nice and tall. Exhale, twist to the right side. Left hand is going to connect to the right knee. Right fingertips to the ground, right behind the hips. Keep the weight in the hips here. Lift the spine, deep inhale, lifting all the way up through the crown of the head. And then exhale, twisting open ribs and chest to that right side. You can even look back over your right shoulder. Each breath in, feel your spine lengthen up a little taller. And exhale, twisting a little deeper. Take two more here. Lengthen, inhale. Twisting, exhale. Last one on your own. And then we're going to add on some side body lengthening here. Stay in your twist. Keep holding on to the knee, but take your back hand and sweep it up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, lift a little taller. And then exhale, lean over to the left side, stretch that right hand overhead, reach out through the fingertips, but equally try to open up the chest towards the ceiling. So let's take another breath or so here. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach both arms up as you unravel the spine back to center. And exhale, twist left. Right hand connects to that left knee and the left fingertips set down to the ground right behind the hips. Lift the spine, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, twisting ribs and chest open to the left side. Maybe look back over your left shoulder. Lengthening on the breath in, drawing all the way up through the crown of the head. And then exhale, twisting a little deeper. So again, let's just take a few more rounds of breath here. Lengthening and then finding the depth on the exhale. Let's take one more breath, drawing taller and then moving in a little deeper. Stay in your twist. Keep holding onto the knee. Back hand sweeps up. Deep breath in, lift. Exhale, lean over to the right side. Stretch the top hand overhead. Now feeling length from your left hip out to the fingertips. Turn the chest towards the ceiling. One more breath. Inhale, come all the way back up. Both arms stretch high over the head. Reach the spine tall and then bend the elbows, open up the chest and sweep the arms all the way back and down to your sides. Drop back onto the hands, uncross the legs, feet flat on the ground with the knees bent. Feet are about hips width apart. And then we're going to have the fingers point away from each other, about shoulder width apart with your hands. I'm going to show you from this angle here. So you're going to bend your elbows towards each other. Maybe walk them back a little bit more if that's helpful. They might not bend very much, and that's okay. But as the elbows bend in towards each other, keep them as they are, and then lift up through your ribs and your chest. Take a breath or two here. And then straighten out the arms, drop the chest, and then we're going to spin the fingers so they point towards the front of the mat. Once the fingers point forward, once again about the width of your shoulders, feet can walk in. Press to your hands and lift up through your ribs and chest. Maybe lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. You can stay here or ground down through your feet and lift your hip points as high as you can for a reverse tabletop position. You can stay here, or if you want to lengthen back through your throat and your chin, if that's okay on your neck, go for that. Try not to just let the head drop back, but actively lengthen out through the chin. One more breath. And then exhale, hips come all the way back down, head comes up. Sit yourself up here just for a moment. Roll the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, roll them back and down. Let's do that again. Inhale, roll the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, roll them back and down. Let's make our way to a tabletop position. Coming onto all fours. Stacking the joints. Bring your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over the knees. Nice neutral spine to begin here. Now, from here, we're going to take just a couple cat-cows. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, round your back, chin to your chest, tuck your tail, curl the spine. Inhale, drop the belly down, scoop up through your heart, lift up through your hips, extend. And exhale, round, curling back in. Inhale, open up. And then just make your way back into a nice neutral shape. We're going to lower the forearms down to the ground here. Elbows right underneath the shoulders. And then walk your knees back until you can lower your hips all the way down to the ground, coming into a Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx, we do want the propping of the elbows so that we have that nice lift away from the ground. We're not collapsing into the shoulders. We're pressing the ground down and actively lifting up and away. Now, not only are we lifting up away from the ground, but we're going to grip the ground with the hands and actively pull the ground towards you. Feel the ribs pull forward. Feel the heart lift up. Take another breath or two here. Keep pulling the ground in and drawing your ribs forward between the upper arm bones. Take another breath or so. And then relax. Open up your elbows and let your chest roll back down to the ground. Now, we're going to open up our bodies a little bit here. We're going to get into the chest and shoulder. I'm going to start with the left arm so you have a better visual for the first round. But as you're on your belly, reach your left arm out to the left side, palm down on the ground, so it's directly out from the shoulder. Your right hand is going to plant right underneath your right shoulder. Bend into the right knee. And then you're just going to roll onto your left hip. As you roll onto the left hip, try to let the right foot touch the ground behind you if possible. If not, you can always just rest the top leg on the bottom leg. But if you are resting that right foot, try to open up across the front of the body. So you're opening up the chest towards the ceiling, open up your ribs towards the ceiling, open up your belly, open up the front of the hips. Feel your right glutes lifting up, away, and back behind you as though they're trying to roll towards the ground. And this is a full body opening. Yes, you are getting your chest and your shoulder more isolated, but you're also getting a rotation in the spine and a nice opening up across the front of the hip. Now you can stay here if you need a block underneath the head. That can be a nice support, or just let the head relax to the ground. And your right hand can either press into the floor, just opening yourself up, or you can drop your right arm into your lower back for a half bound position. Give yourself a few breaths. Let yourself continue to just drape open in this shape. One more deep breath. If the hand is to your lower back, go ahead and slowly bring it back out in front of you. If you have a block, release it. And then nice and slow, you're going to roll back onto your belly, onto the hips, and we're going to switch sides. So right arm reaches out to the right side, palm down. Left hand underneath the left shoulder. Bend into the left knee, and then press yourself open as you roll onto your right hip, and then feel the chest open, feel the ribs, feel the belly, feel the front of the hips open. Top left glutes are pulling open, back, and rainbowing back down to the ground. Once again, left hand can stay to the ground in front of you, or it can drop around into the lower back for a half bind. If you want to block underneath the head, that added support. Once again, that can feel really nice. Take it if it does. Give yourself a few breaths. Let yourself just open up into this space. And then slowly, if your left arm is around to the lower back, bring it back to the ground in front of you. Use it to ease yourself back over onto your belly and hips. Nice. Take both hands underneath your shoulders. Elbows draw in towards the sides. Now we're going to do 3 rounds of Cobra. It does not matter how high you lift, but instead of just pressing straight up, which creates more of a hinge in the lower back, I want you to think about the shape of a candy cane, how it goes forward, up, and rolls open. That's what we're going to look for. Once again, not so much about straightening your arms, but really focusing on your spine. So really press the tops of your feet into the ground. They're a grounding point. They're not going to leave. Pull your hands back. Inhale, feel your chest pull forward, up and open. And exhale, roll it back down. Once again, less about just straightening the arms and pushing up and more about that candy cane shape. Pull the hands back. Inhale, pull your heart forward, up and open. Exhale, roll it back down. One more. Hands pull back. Inhale, heart draws forward, up and open. Hold here an extra breath. Maybe lift up through your throat and chin. And exhale, come all the way back down. Let's go ahead and come up onto the forearms. And as you come up onto the forearms, try to get the elbows underneath your shoulders again. And this time, we're going to cross right arm in front of the left arm. So your hands are pointing away from each other. The elbows are still underneath the shoulders, so you're still propped up. And then we're going to keep the shoulders nice and level as you start to walk your hands off to the side away from each other. The hands are equally walking away from one another. So your chest lowers down at the same level. And just take it as deeply as your body allows you to go. Once you find the edge, hold there. Feel your upper body weight just settling onto the arms. Maybe drop the head down. Give yourself a few breaths. Head lifts up. Now you're going to walk your arms in about half the way. So about 50% you walk them back in. Now from here, hands press down and actively, energetically, imagine you're trying to pull your hands towards each other. You can stay here, or if you want to take it a little deeper, lift the elbows and continue pulling the hands towards each other. One more breath. And then lower the elbows if they're lifted. Walk the arms back out. Stack the hands underneath the forehead and drop your head down here for a moment. Couple breaths. Lifting the head back up. Come back up onto your forearms. Elbows underneath the shoulders. This time, left arm crosses in front of the right. Hands pointing away from each other. And then walking the fingers out once again. Walk them off to the sides. Keep the shoulders nice and level. Find that edge point. Don't let one shoulder dip lower than the other. And then feel your body weight just start to settle in. Maybe let your head drape over. 3 breaths. Head lifts up. Walk the arms about 50% back into normal. Now from here, you're going to press the hands down and imagine pulling your hands towards each other. Feel that energy. Maybe lift the elbows and pull the hands in. The choice is yours. One more breath. And then lower the elbows if they're lifted. Walk the hands out. Stack the hands. Forehead drops. Take a couple breaths. Now slowly make your way back up. Hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to press up into a tabletop position. Bring yourself towards the back of the mat so there's plenty of space in front of you. Preparing for puppy pose. Keep the hips right over the knees. You're going to walk the hands forward towards the front of the mat, about shoulder width apart. You can take them wider if you'd like more space. Otherwise, arms stay straight, but elbows can always lower. Just begin to melt the heart towards the ground. As the heart melts, maybe the forehead drops. If you're really open, maybe the chin and chest drop. You can stay here. If you want even more, come up onto the fingertips. Give yourself 3 deep breaths. And then drop the palms if they're lifted. Rock your weight up. Walk the hands back into a tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists. And then exhale, round your back, chin to the chest. Curl your spine. Tuck the tail. 1 extra breath here. Re-neutralizing the spine. On your inhale, right arm reaches all the way to the right and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to thread it underneath the left arm into a hover. Hover your right shoulder as close to the ground as you can. Don't let the arm touch the floor. 2 more times. Inhale, press, reach up. Exhale, thread the right arm under. Reach it through. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, thread it through. Inhale, reach it up. And then from here, just bring it back down, tabletop position. Other side. Inhale, left arm reaches to the left and up. Exhale, thread it through, hover the left shoulder. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, weave it through. Hover. Again, inhale it up. Exhale, weave it through to a hover. Inhale the arm up and let's just take the hand, bring it back down, back into your tabletop position. Okay. Now from here, let's go ahead and just sweep the legs around. Find your way into a nice comfortable seated position. Any seat is just fine. We're going to get a little bit into the neck here. So with the spine up nice and tall, feel your right ear drop towards the right shoulder. Left fingertips reach to the left. Now reach slightly down towards the floor, but keep the fingers in a hover. And then we're going to take the fingers. Feel free to play with placement or a little rotation. I want you to really reach the fingers as though they're trying to reach to find those angles. Start to swivel the hand around in front of you. Reach the fingers. And then feel the hand cross over towards the right. It doesn't have to touch, just a general direction. And then slowly start to trace it over to the left. Now, once it's to the left, you're going to feel the palm flip back. Keep reaching the fingers away, bending into the elbow, and reach that hand around to the lower back off to the right side. Let the hand attach to the back so the back of the hand connects, and then feel your left elbow pull back away from the front of your body. And then slowly re-extend the arm back out. Keep reaching out through the fingers, out to the side. And then lower the hand down to your lap. Now, keeping your head tilted to the right, slowly rotate and look back over your right shoulder. And then bring your gaze forward and lift your head all the way back up to center. Other side, let's drop left ear, left shoulder. Right fingertips reach to the right and down towards the floor, but once again, in a nice little hover. Feel the reaching through the fingertips, lengthening, finding those angles. And start to slowly trace the fingers around the front, over off to the left side. And then start to trace them back around to the right. Once it's out to the right side, start to sweep them behind you. Start to bend the elbow, palm back, and bring that hand to the lower back, maybe over on the left side. Back of the hand connects to the back, and then open up your right elbow away from the front of your body. Re-extend the arm. Bring the fingertips back around out to the right side. Hand comes to your lap. Keep the head tilted to the left as you slowly rotate. Look back over your left shoulder. Chin points forward. And lift your head all the way back up to center. Okay, let's interlace your fingers here. Press the palms down and reach the palms forward in front and then all the way up overhead. Now, from here, pull the arms back and we're going to bend into the elbows and really flare everything open. Now, bring the palms behind the back of the head and let the head spill back into the hands. Imagine your heart's being lifted by a string. Take another breath in. And then on your exhale, chin to your chest, feel your elbows fall in towards either side of the face, round your back. You can even tuck the tail under. Inhale, open up. Elbows open, heart lifts, sit bones drop back. And then exhale, round. Elbows in, tuck the tail, curl. Take a couple more here on your own. But feel free to add in any other movements that feel good. Maybe little side to sides, little wiggles into your body. Especially if this is the start of your day, move in the way that feels good. And then once you come back up to center, elbows open up. Slowly separate your fingers. Keep pulling your elbows back as you drop your arms all the way down to your sides. Roll the shoulders forward and up. And exhale, roll them all the way back and down. So if you were just using this as prep for something else, now's a great time to hit pause. Otherwise, we're going to close out the practice together. Join your hands together at the heart. Close the eyes. Take a deep breath in. Open up the mouth and just let it go. And then seal the lips. Feel the breath moving in and out of your nose, nice and soft. Clear your mind away from any other distractions, clutter, or to-dos. And set an intention to guide you from this moment forward. Guide you through your day. Thank your body for all that it does for you. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you today. You can blink open through your eyes whenever you are ready. So I just did a very similar class to this right now in studio, right here in this room. And so I wanted to share a little bit of that with you since upper back requests happen all the time. It feels so good to open up those spaces when we're so used to being rounded and curled over on our spines, maybe in front of a desk. And if that's the case, opening yourself up into that spinal extension can feel challenging, but can also feel really good and refreshing to get everything open and ready for your day. So I would love to hear your feedback. Feel free to share in the comments or share with a friend. If you're ever in the Modesto, California area, check out Elevate Community Yoga in this beautiful studio. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to practicing with you next time. Thanks so much.